Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Is it speaking? Hello, hello. Okay, done.
Hello.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Started? Not started yet?
Not yet started, sir. 5 to 10 minutes. We have some technical issues. We will start in 5 to 10 minutes, sir.
But I will have to leave in half an hour. So, okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thanks.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Sir, you are audible, sir. Uh, Santosh, sir, you are audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you so
okay, sir.
much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, 3 o'clock we are starting.
Yes, sir. Because of some technical issue, we'll be starting in another 5 to 10 minutes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I can leave after my talk,
Yes, sir. Yes,
or
sir.
I can. Okay, sure.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to you all to the valedictory session of the 4th International Conference on Advances in Computer Engineering and Communication Systems, ICA CECS 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, and delegates, we have come to the conclusion of this remarkable international conference. It has been an incredible journey of knowledge sharing, collaboration, and networking over the past 2 days. Henry Wordsworth Longfellow said, "Great is the art of beginning, but greater is the art of ending." Now the time has come to draw a curtain to our program as we come to the close of it. These 2 days have brought together intelligent minds with torrents of information, ideas, and have shared wealth of experiences and knowledge. A platform such as this encourages collaboration, interconnectivity, and lasting friendship. We promise you that this may be the end of today's session, but surely this is going to be a new beginning. We focused on the role of advanced computing in not just to science and engineering, but to face the grand challenges that are vital to our nation's welfare, security, and competitiveness. The term also encompasses higher end computing, for which there are economies of scale in establishing shared facilities rather than having each institution acquire, maintain, and support its own system. We had very lively sessions and keynote speeches by eminent academicians and researchers like Dr. G. Vijay Kumari, Professor and Director, Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Startups, Dr. Nitin Seth, Director, Indo-French Center for Promotion and Advanced Research, Dr. K. Srujan Raju, Professor, Dean of Head and Training, Department of CSE, CMR Technical Campus, Dr. Rakhi, Head Department of Electronics Engineering, the University of the West Indies, Dr. Lyndon Faulkner, Deputy Dean, Quality of Assurance, the University of the West Indies, Dr. Andre Coy, Associate Dean, External Engagement at Faculty of Science and Technology, the University of the West Indies, Dr. M. Raghavarao, Director of Center for Business Data Analytics at Copenhagen Business School, Dr. Rahul Boyapati, CPU Design at Tenstorrent Inc., Portland, Oregon, United States, Mr. Santosh Rebello, University Program Manager, India, Salesforce, Bengaluru, Dr. Y. Raghubabu Reddy, Associate Professor, International Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad. I now take this opportunity to invite and welcome the dignitaries onto the dais. I would like to invite General Chair Dr. S. Nagini Garu, Head, Department of Computer Science Engineering and Computer Science Business Systems, to grace the dais. Thank you, ma'am. May I request Dr. C.D. Naidu Garu, Principal VNR VJIET, to grace the dais. Thank you, sir. May I invite our guest of honor, Mr. Santosh Rebello, University Program Manager, India, Salesforce, Bengaluru, to grace the occasion. Sir is joining us virtually. Thank you, sir. May I request our chief guest, Dr. Y. Raghubabu Reddy Garu, Associate Professor, International Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad, to grace the dais. Sir is joining virtually. Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. D.N. Vasundhara Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, VNR VJIET, to grace the occasion. Thank you, ma'am. I request Co-Chair Dr. G.S. Ramesh Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, VNR VJIET, to grace the occasion. Thank you, sir. I request Co-Chair Dr. P. Venkateshwar Rao Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, VNR VJIET, to grace the occasion. Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. S. Nagini Garu, Professor, Department of CSE, VNR VJIET, to welcome the audience.
Yeah, good afternoon to one and all. Thank you for being here. And I thank all the dignitaries who have joined us online and have accepted to be part of the valedictory ceremony. And now I would like to congratulate all the participants who have been, 36 papers have been presented during these 2 days. And whoever have been presenting the papers, congratulations from the end of Department of CSC and the University of West Indies, Mona, Jamaica. And I also extend my thanks to the University of West Indies, Mona, Jamaica, for being part of this conference and who are interested in going ahead along with us for the upcoming conferences. And I would say that all paper presenters are best presenters, but still, there is a thin line margin based on which we have to select the best papers. It is not that your paper is not good, but, a very marginal difference will fetch a best paper award. I congratulate all of you once again, and thank you all the people who have joined us online. And only a brief introduction about the department. Department was incepted in the year 1995 with a 40 intake in CSE branch. As on today, there are 240 students in CSE, and a CSBS branch is a TCS-hosted, industry-oriented BTech program initiated by TCS in 2019. And the first batch has passed out last year. And the outcome of these two, both CSC and CSBS, we are attracting good amount of packages, and average salary of both CSC and CSBS is going beyond 11 lakhs. And we also have two PG programs, PG MTech in CSC and MTech in software engineering with an intake of 18. And we are recognized as a center of research by JNTUH. And many of our faculty are guiding PhDs across many universities. This is the status, and many of our faculty, we have a faculty retention ratio of about 10 years. So this itself speaks the strength of the department. And this is what we are from Department of CSE. And once again, thank you all participants for understanding the importance of this conference and sending your papers to this conference. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Dr. D.N. Vasundhara Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, VNR VJIET, to give the closing remarks.
I extend my greetings to the dignitaries and participants of International E-Conference on Advances in Computers Engineering and Communication Systems. ICSEECS 23 is a two-day international e-conference in association with Atlantis Press, part of Springer Nature, and technically sponsored by Computer Society of India. This is the fourth series of conference which is completely conducted in virtual mode. This year, the conference is also co-located at the University of the West Indies at Mona, Jamaica. The unwavering support and dedications of these two organizations, VNRBJIET and UWI Mona, have been instrumental in bringing experts and innovators from across the globe. The synergy created through our collaboration has not only facilitated knowledge exchange, but also opened the doors to the new opportunities for research and development. A total of 221 paper submissions were received from all over the globe, and a team of eminent expert reviewers performed the three-level review process to select 36 papers for publication with an acceptance ratio of 16%. The papers have been allocated to 5 sessions for a stringent review at the presentation by eminent academicians as session chairs. From each session, one manuscript is selected for Best Paper Award. Very shortly, my colleague Dr. G.S. Ramesh, Program Chair, will be announcing the results. A pre-conference workshop on development of contemporary social media applications using Flutterflow was conducted on 19th and 20th September with 75 participants. Dr. P. Venkateshwar Rao was the resource person. The inaugural session of the conference has started with the welcome address of Dr. P.V. Shivakumar, Program Chair. He gave the bird's eye view of the conference. The session continued with the other dignitaries on the dais: Dr. C.D. Naidu, Principal, VNR VJIET, Dr. B. Chennakeshwar Rao, Director, Advancement, VNR VJIET, Dr. S. Nagini, HOD CSC and CSBS, Dr. C. Kiran Mai, Chief Editor, ICACECS 23 shared their views on the mezzanine technologies and the scope and importance of participation in such conferences. Dr. Lyndon Falconer, Program Chair from UWI Mona, have expressed their excitement to collaborate and participate in the coming events. He also briefed about their 75 years old university and the courses offered by it. Dr. Raki, Head Electronics Engineering, UWI Mona, has recalled the process of collaborating for the relocation of the conference and conveyed her best wishes for the success of the same. Dr. Srujan Raju, editorial member, emphasized on the ethical research work and also importance of the extension of the conference publications. The chief guest, Dr. Nitin Seth, director, Indo-French Center for the Promotion of Advanced Research, spoke on topics like ML for predictive analytics, artificial narrow intelligence. He also mentioned that the transformation is not from the new technologies, but from transforming the organizations for the new change. The guest of honor, Dr. G. Vijay Kumari, Director of Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Startup, JNTU Hyderabad, expressed the importance of the current technologies, especially AI and quantum computing. The session concluded with vote of thanks by Dr. V. Baby, Program Co-Chair, ICACECS 23. 3 keynote speeches were scheduled during the conference. The keynote address on 22nd September by Dr. Andrew Coy, Associate Dean, External Engagement at Faculty of Science and Technology, the UWI Mona, Jamaica, extensively covered the evaluation of artificial intelligence and its influence on the human race. On 23rd September, that is today, Dr. Raghavara Mukkamala, Director of Center for Business Data Analytics at Copenhagen Business School, Denmark, covered about generative AI and AI-infused applications. Followed is the third keynote address by Dr. Rahul Boyapati, CPU designer at Tencent Inc., Portland, United States, has given insights to the high-performance architectures and the advances in chip design. I hope the participants had a fruitful experience and a technology showcase during this conference. I wish you a memorable participation and hope it will bring you back the future events conducted by us, the Department of CSC, VNR VJIT. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Dr. C.D. Naidu Garu, Principal VNR VJIET, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, all the guests here. Dr. Raghubabu Garu, Associate Professor, Triple IT, and Santosh Rebala, University of Program Manager, India, Salesforce, and other guests who are attending in this program. I congratulate the Department of CSC for conducting a two-day international conference in association with University of West Indies. So as I was understanding, 36 papers were presented on this day. I hope the participants, and we also thank the contributors for the authors contributing research papers to this conference. I hope this is the fourth conference and this will continue with a high standard of reviewing and then acceptance levels. So 16% of acceptance levels is great thing at this level. So it will grow, it will improve further as we grow from year on year. So I once again congratulate the Department of CSC and the team here for conducting this event every year in the month of August and September. Thank you very much and wish you all good luck in future.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. S. Kanchana, Associate Professor, Department of Humanities and Sciences, to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. Santosh Rebelo Garu, University Program Manager, India Salesforce, Bangalore, to you all.
Thank you, Pratibha. It is an honor and privilege to introduce Sri Santosh Rebelo Garu to you all. Santosh Rebelo Garu is a dynamic professional with a rich and diverse background spanning multiple fields. Since 2022, he has held the position of University Program Manager for India at MuleSoft, a part of Salesforce. In this role, Mr. Santosh Garu dedicated to fostering skill-based training programs at universities, engineering and technological campuses throughout India. Before his current role, Mr. Santosh Garu built an impressive academic career, having served as a professor and dean at IT St. Aloysius College, Mangalore. Over the course of 24 years, he dedicated himself to educating bachelor's and master's degree students in various subjects, including computer science, philosophy, business administration, and human resource management. Mr. Santosh Garu's contribution to the field of higher education extends beyond the classroom. From January 2018 to December 2021, Mr. Santosh Garu served as the project lead for Rishi, Resources for Internalization of Higher Education Institutions in India, a project funded by Erasmus from the European Union. In this capacity, he played a pivotal role in fostering collaboration with academia and industry, working closely with IT and ITE companies as a single point of contact, advisor, and coordinator for professional program design and curriculum development. Santosh Garu has a deep commitment to networking and collaboration in the education sector. He served as the coordinator of the Bioinformatics Facility, a part of the BTIS network, an initiative by the Department of Biotechnology under the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. Further highlighting his dedication to education, Mr. Santosh Garu was an executive member of the core committee of the Karnataka Postgraduate Private College Association, Bangalore, which actively engages with regulatory bodies like UGC, AICTE, and the Government of Karnataka to shape educational leadership. He is a passionate mentor and holds the title of a certified entrepreneurship educator. Additionally, he served as an international jury member for Startup Ventures supported by NEN Vadvani Foundation Global for 4 years. Mr. Santosh's commitment to educational innovation is evident in his role as the president of the Institute Innovation Council, IIC, at St. Aloysius College, Mangalore, an initiative endorsed by the Ministry of Skill Development and AICTE. Furthermore, he has been associated with Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU, serving as the coordinator from January 2021 to December 2021, and as the assistant coordinator from January 2005 to December 2020. Santosh Garu is an accomplished author, having authored 2 books, namely Fundamental Simulation Methodologies Dwelling in Neural Networks Algorithms, MATLAB Source Code, and Soft Computing Methodologies for Cluster Analysis and Gene Prediction, both published by LAP, Lambert Academic Publishing, Germany. His commitment to knowledge dissemination extends to the presentation and publication of 73 research papers and national and international seminars and conferences. Additionally, he has delivered 104 guest lectures on various topics including IT, ITES, management, analytics, AI, and ML at various institutions and universities across India. In recognition of his contributions to the field, Mr. Santosh Garu is an esteemed member and advisor to several professional organizations, including the Computer Society of India, the Indian Society for Technical Education, the Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, ICT Academy, IIPS Society, Analytics Society of India, and BCIL, New Delhi. So we are indeed honored to have you here on this valedictory ceremony. With these few words of introduction, please join me in welcoming Sri Santosh Rebala Garu to address the gathering.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I think you have given a very elaborate uh, profile about me. I wanted to thank the VNR VJIT institution, the principal, the directors, deans, and all the faculty, and especially Dr. Nagini for inviting me to this particular program. Before I'm moving on to something to say about the research and all that, let me just thank you, VNR VJIT today, because you have done the best to drive Salesforce program at your campus right from 2021. We did your students have done a fantastic job. I want to congratulate you all because of that commitment. When Nagini ma'am asked me to join, I cannot say no to you at any moment because you have contributed significantly. I have seen the progress in terms of the number of certifications that you have done in the MuleSoft, one of the integration technology of Salesforce, and the other Salesforce program. one of my good friend Ravi Thamada, who is also a MuleSoft, ambassador. Right now he's in Delhi, and he used to come to your campus to deliver a lot of talks to your students. He's from the Capgemini, so he was talking about the various initiatives the college is taking over this particular period of time. Let me just rather moving on some things that is critical. I just want to tell you, for me it is a great opportunity to have a sync because I spent my time in academia. Um, uh, I just used to deliver lectures and tutorials, practicals, everything. Worked with the government of India very closely and with the international bodies such as European Union for 4 years before joining Salesforce and the corporate relations. What I see today very clearly, there is a big shift. I was just concentrating when ma'am was talking about the pay scales and you talk about the placement. Why I initially connected with this particular university. Last year, I connected with this university somewhere in May 2021. Um, so when I was just talking to Dr. Kiranmai, Vijay, and all, so I remember the amount of placement that is happening at your campus. So I want to congratulate all of you because the type of placement that you have given over there at your campus is commendable because it is amazing placements that I've seen the track records, in terms of the type of placement that is happening over there. So I said, why don't we come in over there and offer these kind of skill-based offerings at Salesforce, and you did it fantastic. And as you know, the Salesforce is an international company based out in San Francisco, and we have a biggest facility very close to your campus. That's in Hyderabad. We have Center of Excellence of Salesforce in Hyderabad, which has good number of engineers are developing the Salesforce solutions in Hyderabad. And our rest of the offices are in Bangalore, Delhi, and other places. Now, let me come back to some of the things that I'm talking about. Salesforce is talking today one important area called as AI, data, and CRM. So I just wanted to highlight on these three things. So most of the time that we just started in 1999, and in 1999 itself, we moved directly to cloud. It's a cloud company and number one CRM. What happens today is the data cloud. The data cloud plays a pivotal role in terms of having the lot of data that is being collected together. And today you don't require the data to be stored in locally or whatever you talk about the central position. You can have a data lakes and you can pull the data with the help of certain connectors. I'm sure you are aware of it. There's two connectors, something like a Snowflake or Databricks, through which you're going to help take the referential data and you're going to analyze the data in a different format. You can apply a lot of data mining algorithms. You can go ahead with machine learning or deep learning algorithms on this data and come back to a very meaningful inferential output on this. Why artificial intelligence is playing a very important role here? I'm very happy I was just listening to you. You already had a lot of discussion on generative AI, chat GPT, etc. So I don't want to get into that, but when we talked about this last year, Salesforce released its chat GPT with a trust layer. That means with a hyper security, so that there will not be any type of problem because we give more importance for the trust, because the data of the user, customer, or partner should not be lost at any point. This is something very important we are taken care of. Now let's come back to something what's happening in the entire research end. Coming back to our academia itself, if you see that, first of all, I was just shocked to hear that it was your 16% acceptance rate and the type. And I spent my time in writing papers, books, and I'm still writing my books on entrepreneurship. To be very frank with you, I'm still writing. I've never left that particular, in spite of spending whenever I'm traveling, when I'm in the airport, I just wanted to read this. I just wanted to continue that particular passion. Now coming back to it, if you see, there are some changes that are happening at pan-India level. Number one is the national education policy. If you could see that the type of openness that has come into education with the help of national education policy could be implemented or in the part of implementation phase or something like that. national credit framework, which talks about where the candidates can pick up the credits that he wants to, like whatever he wants to get into it. A lot of liberalization that is given. I'm just giving certain indicators to you so that you will be able to come out with a big picture that what is going to be the shape of new education that's going to come up in India. Number three, if you see the news item today, 2025 June onwards, the foreign universities are going to start their campuses in India, and I'm sure that city like Hyderabad will be in most demand, where the foreign universities will be coming back. Like I'm not sure what is the way or modality that they're going to set up the campuses and all that. Now, coming back to it, it has actually created a challenge for all of us in academia, the present academia that is existing, which means that there are a lot of dots that need to be connected today. That there is a lot of dots that need to be connected today. Number one is a curriculum. We need to do a revisit of curriculum. Is this curriculum, of course, we talk about the outcome-based education. Is this curriculum mapped with the industry requirement? Because industry today require people who are role ready. I repeat that word, role ready. I request youngsters who are listening to me over there, who are engineers, please get into it, because the type of placement that was happening 5 years back or 6 years back, it has changed now. It has moved towards something called as role ready candidates are being picked very rapidly by various companies. It may be a service company, it may be the companies that are which are product companies. Now, coming back in another important revision, is this syllabus trigger a type of research activity? Because if you see most of the engineering colleges or any other colleges, you see how many people would like to take up research as a career. Very, very few people research as a career, because it's not been thought as a career at all. Only teachers have been taken it as a career or something like that, and they were doing research. Now think about that in a perspective. It's where you can really go into it. I remember one of my students who completed his research in National Institute of Technology in Karnataka and moved towards IISc for his doctoral fellowship in chemistry. So I was just listening to his talk actually, which is vibrant. Being a faculty, how he moved towards the postdoctoral, what exactly driven him actually to move towards this postdoctoral activities, etc. So the research that should be, I can say, faculty and the student coming together and doing this research together as something called as, we call it as a small group, or we call it as uh, the some sort of, what I can say, a small clusters. Okay, a small clusters which are basically part of cloud computing, or it may be grid computing, or it may be something which are related to network security or AI or something. Small clusters. If this research move towards the next level, not aiming towards only a paper, but aiming towards, I'm very sure, a idea, an idea that comes out with a product which can be patented. So if you see that a lot of these things are being asked by the UGC and the NAC when it comes to the patent part. So it should be a interlinked. Your curriculum mapped with what we call as the your curriculum is getting mapped with the research requirement, and this research requirement to be mapped with the outcome, which is in the form of an idea, and this idea can be generated a patent, and the out byproduct of that could be a research paper which could enter into a publication. So if this particular framework is being put up at the college level, I'm very sure you're already doing fantastic job, but I'm very sure that you will be not less than a good IIT. So I'm just talking about the way in which a liberal thinking in terms of discussions and ideas that are coming into it, that should be great. So linking um, the entrepreneurship cell or innovation to every department, that should be the agenda or mantra for today, along with the strong connect with the industry, because all these people either go to the industry or they should go to start their own startup. If there is a good startup that is coming in, any industry can definitely acquire that particular startup today. So there are a lot of such options that need to happen. And I'm sure that this is my message to the student. To start a company, it doesn't, you need not have to require 4 years of engineering. So I've seen a lot of people who are from the first year itself. They came together, thought about a particular idea, worked on that idea for 4 years, and then finally they came out with that result and they built a companies. And you just go through some of the inspiring stories of these particular companies. I'm very sure that you will find the passion, the dedication, and all that. Not something called as a very jazzy outlook. That is matters. It is something called as there are. You just take an example of any company. There are companies which are started from garages. There are companies which are started from bedrooms. There are companies which are started from a very small. So please don't think about how the big companies have started today, where they are big today, but they started their start from a very humble beginning. So this is something which is a very, very important thing for all of you to take it further. And I'm very sure that we being in CRM and we offer so many technologies into that. And I'm already working very closely with the college where industry curriculum can be given to your VNR VJIT, where you can integrate this curriculum to your curriculum and enrich your curriculum to the next level. So this is also there. So once again, I'm not taking much time of yours. I wish you all the very best. May this college flourish with a lot of entrepreneurs, researchers, and people who can contribute significantly to the national mission as well as international missions. And one more important, very significant thing that you have collaborated with the West Indies University, which is something amazing in its own term, because that is really good. I'm very sure that I could see Dr. Raghu Reddy, I have seen his articles and all that when I was in academia. So Dr. Raghu sir is also here, so I'm very sure he will be taking it further and to the next level. So, want to thank each and every one of you for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts and my opinions in terms of how exactly we can connect all the dots and we can bring a classic university in your place. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening.
Thank you, sir. We would like to share this information on this platform that our Professor B.B. Kiranmai ma'am, in association with MuleSoft, has initiated a training on MuleSoft in the Department of Computer Science Engineering and CSBS. So thank you, sir, for enlightening us about the emerging challenges related to cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We also understood the need to reorient the curriculum to create role-ready engineers, mapping research with curriculum and framework for patenting. And glad to mention that VNR has this kind of a framework of implementing this kind of framework as well as incubating the ideas through VJ Hub. Let me take the honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Y. Raghubabu Reddy Garu. I will keep the introduction short. Dr. Y. Raghubabu Reddy Garu currently serves as an associate professor at the International Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad. His research interests encompass software engineering, computer interaction, with a specific focus on augmented reality and virtual reality, knowledge engineering, and software engineering. Raghubabu Garu has a substantial portfolio of peer-reviewed publications in international conferences and journals within these research domains. In 2009, he authored a book titled Aspect-Oriented Software Development: An Approach to Composing UML Design Models. Presently, he holds the position of head at the Software Engineering Research Center at IIT Hyderabad. Prior to this role, he served as a CA Technologies Endowed Faculty Chair at IIT Hyderabad. Raghu Garu is actively involved in various national and international conference committees and editorial board. He also plays a pivotal role on the board of the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship and offers guidance to startup ventures. His academic journey includes a stint as an assistant professor in the Department of Software Engineering at Rochester Institute of Technology, USA. During his tenure at RIT, he played a significant role in establishing the Software Engineers Master's Program, where he developed and taught courses at both UG and graduate levels. He earned his PhD in computer science from Colorado State University, USA. Throughout his career, Raghu Garu has actively participated in various research projects with organizations such as DST, MHRD, Ripple, CA Technologies, Nokia, Alstom Signaling, TCN Telecom Consulting Group, and among other reputed projects. So, welcome, sir. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Y. Raghu Reddy Garu to address the gathering.
Thank you, VNR VJIT. Thank you to Dr. Naidu and Dr. Nagini and all the other delegates who are on the dais. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see who's on the table. So if I forget to mention your name, I apologize. Thanks, Santosh, for a nice talk, and whoever is logged in. Um, so it is very interesting the way this conference is being held, right? Because it's co-hosted by two universities, and in a virtual mode. And interestingly enough, right, when Nagini Garu basically called me, I said I am traveling. So which means I am also not at home technically, right? So I am at a different place conducting a workshop, and I stepped out for an hour just to be part of this, which means it's fantastic that I'm part of multiple conferences slash workshop at the same time by physically not being there. So it's a nice new development, right? I see how future is progressing in that sense. Now, I heard the set of topics, of course, that were listed in terms of the broad range of talks provided and how different sets of topics were covered. And of course, the broad themes seem to be somehow AI, and more AI, right? So maybe rather than, let's say, call myself devil's advocate, I want to play a little more safe and probably talk and say, okay, let's take a step back and think a little more about where AI is going to go, right? In the age of generative AI, so everybody talks about the hype cycle. So I'm going to probably say, okay, let's step back a bit and think a lot more before we jump in. I mean, that's what I want to focus on. Maybe I'll just mention 2 or 3 points about it and then stop right there after that, right? So in essence, if you think about it, right, we have seen all these reports, whether it is the Gartner reports or the McKinsey reports about how this whole Gen AI movement is pretty much going to replace humans. And this is a very common question that at least I've been getting nowadays. Because every second day or every third day, there is a generative AI panel, if we are probably thinking about it, maybe even in Mars, there is probably a panel going on. That's how crazy it's become, isn't it? So we have heard numbers ranging from like 30%, 50% of all jobs will be lost, this, that, due to generative AI. But I just want to look at it in a very simple manner, right? I just think it's a matter of skills. So jobs will be lost, but at the same time, jobs will be created, right? So it's a transfer of knowledge that we should probably focus on. Rather than worrying about all these technologies that are coming in, it's more about what should we really be learning and how this process of learning has to continue. It cannot stop, it's an evolving process, it's a continuous process, right? So I would like to believe that it's still way too early to think about generative AI as the next greatest invention since probably even maybe slicing of bread, right? So there's a lot of hype around it, and somehow wherever there is hype, there is a tendency to overfit. I mean, pun intended. Pun intended. I hope you understood my context, right? Overfitting in the context of ML world. So I really think it's necessary for us to understand that we need to have an appropriate set of use cases. And until the appropriate set of use cases are found, and these appropriate set of use cases cannot be very narrow, niche, right? If it has to be accepted in the broader market, I think the use cases have to be much, much broader rather than being very niche, right? So when it starts getting to that scale, where if we just focus, let's say even specifically in tech industry, it will only become mainstream, and this is my argument, right? It will only become mainstream when the processes at the enterprise level evolve, right? So just like your traditional software engineering life cycle, I would like to believe Gen AI will probably tweak the engineering life cycle a little bit, right? And when that Gen AI is naturally accommodated into the traditional software engineering life cycle, that's when I think the market probably will become much bigger. So to me, currently at least, I would like to assume that the use is more product centric, specific niche products, and hence it's very restricted. Maybe, for example, you say document centric, video centric, or image centric in that sense. So you could probably talk about any of these, and then you are trying to make a market based off of these, right? Based on documents, based on videos, based on images. So in that sense, maybe the actual application needs to expand. There seems to a very broad acceptance of, you know, AI in itself, so in the past 10 years. So maybe the next step is Gen AI in the various steps within the engineering lifecycle. And once that happens in the enterprise consumer applications, I think the market probably will boom. But until then, I think we should kind of take it slow. I mean, I know people keep saying everything is changing overnight, but I'm not sure that is the case, right? I just think it is incremental in process, because you start from when you start thinking about the age-old keyword search, then moving into vector-based search, then moving into semantic search. Now you're talking about context-based search. It did not happen overnight. It's all incremental in nature, right? Gen AI, I mean, if you talk about it, the whole basis of transformer models was way back almost 6 years, 7 years ago. I mean, just because ChatGPT became famous, there's a whole lot of buzz around it. So we should always consider, what has happened in the past rather than just caught up overnight in a specific technology and just focus on that particular technology. So think about what's going on and think about where this specific thing will go on. So don't forget to do what you're already doing. I mean, in essence, why I made the statement, right? See, one of the statistics that at least I have come across is there's this huge buzz on just computer science education. And all these other fields of education in terms of engineering are seriously lagging behind in terms of, student intake, in terms of publications. I mean, I was surprised to hear a statistics which said that in the last year, right, last 1 year, across all fields of engineering in India, 68% of the publications were in computer science. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? You have all fields of engineering and 68% of the publications are in computer science. And I'm sure, I mean, if I could want to take a guess, 80 to 90% of those are probably based on machine learning. So let's not force fit. Let's think about all fields of engineering. And it's nice that, the conference has a very broad spectrum in that sense. At least it accommodates a wide variety of papers. Let's continue to work on transdisciplinary, cross-disciplinary programs which facilitate not just CS, but CS plus some X if necessary, right? To me, that's probably the way to go. So that's where I would want to stop. And thank you again for giving me a chance to express my thoughts.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us about the essence of transfer of knowledge, the process of continuous learning, the necessity to evolve for a dynamic and competitive market as change is inevitable. May I now request Dr. B. Chanakesav Rao Garu, Director, VNR VJIET, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon to all of you. Respected Principal Garu, C.D. Naidu, and Nagini Madam, and other fellow colleagues, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to once again congratulate the department for organizing this fourth international conference, and also thank all the delegates. I think without their support, it is not possible to conduct any event successfully. Please, all of you, give a big hand to all the delegates for participating and presenting their papers in the conference. So as you're all aware that I think there are two things which you have to take away from this conference. One is what are the upcoming areas in the field of computer science and engineering and communication engineering. And the second one is, I think, what are the potential areas or what are the potential problem statements? I think that you can might have got it from the keynote speakers. I think we have requested 3 speakers to deliver the keynote addresses. On behalf of VNR BJT, I would like to thank all the 3 speakers for giving their valuable inputs to the delegates. But as for the research is concerned, I think research and as well the teaching should go together actually. First you have to teach well. If you want to teach well, I think you have to learn something. So by doing some research. So that's why the research and academic curriculum development also, these two are very, very important. So actually as a researcher, I think you have to think about not only the research, but what are the products that you want to develop actually. RISE is the one word I think which we have coined here. Research, innovation, and startups and entrepreneurship. I think these 4 words, if you can take actually, unless you start some research in the particular area, I think it is very, very difficult to invent some new things actually. So that is the reason. That's why each one of you can spend more time in the, especially in innovation and incubation, inventions, all these things I think very, very important. So I would like to once again thank all the experts I think who have given valuable suggestions to the research scholars and as well the academicians who are doing research in this particular area. But recently I think India 2.0, that is India. So that is one technique that which we are going to use it actually everywhere. I think we want to integrate all the applications in the business applications, all applications, especially engineering applications also with one software, that is India 2.0. That is the digital enterprise integrated system which is coming up actually. Even though it has started in 2016, but recently I think it has come released this one. I think each one of you, I think you can concentrate on India 2.0 and how to implement from the agriculturist, even medicine, everywhere I think they are going to implement this solution. So integrated solution, definitely that will help you each and every citizen of this country to minimize the, I think especially the time that they're going to use in various applications. And the last one is I think each one of you, I think whenever we are conducting international conferences at VNRVJ, I think we are getting good support from all the departments also. So in this connection, I request all the faculty coordinators and the faculty, whoever is associated with this conference. So please, all of you, give a big hand to all of them for making this event a grand success. I hope, I think you might have enjoyed, and at the end of the day, definitely, I think you might have learned something. I hope, I think you had some interaction with other experts also. So that way you might have learned many things. Please try to practice all these things and try to implement at your career. Okay. I wish you all good luck. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. G.S. Ramesh Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, VNR, VJIET, to announce the best papers.
Dignitaries on the dais, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today to celebrate excellence in research and innovation at this conference ICACECS 2023. It's a privilege and an honor to stand before you to present the awards for the best papers in this conference. These awards represent recognition of the dedication, creativity, and hard work of our fellow researchers. The selection process for these awards was both thorough and rigorous. Each submitted paper underwent a meticulous peer review process by a panel of experts in the respective fields. These experts evaluated the papers based on their originality, methodological soundness, significance, and contribution to the advancements of the knowledge. The quality of submission this year was truly exceptional, and our panel faced a formidable task of selecting the very best among them. Before we proceed to announce the awardees, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the authors of all the submitted papers. Your hard work, dedication, and unwavering commitment to advancing human knowledge have made this conference resounding success. Now, without further ado, it's my distinct pleasure to announce the ICACECS 2023 Best Paper Awards. For presentation track 1, session 1, which is held on the machine learning, the Best Paper Award goes to Paper ID 80, and the author is Paul Goyner, with the title Unsupervised Context Distillation from Weakly Supervised Data to Augment Video Question Answering. And for the track 3, session 1, based upon the image processing and distributed system, the award goes to the paper ID 138. The authors are Banhi Das, Arjit Saha, and Somali Sikdar Sanyal, with the title Multi-Stage Encryption of Mammogram Images Using Functional Fourier Transform and 3D Chaotic Map. And for the presentation track 1, session 2, that is based on the deep learning and blockchain technologies, the award goes to paper ID 134. The authors of the paper are Joshna Datti and Ramesh Chandra G. The title of the paper is Shape-Based Classification and Segmentation of 3D Point Clouds Using Deep Learning. For the presentation track 245, session 1, based upon the data analytics, smart systems and networks communications, the award goes to the paper ID 140. The authors are Nitya Rajan, Mahila S, Pranay Parkit, Anish Raj. The title of the paper is Smart IoT Enabled pH Strip Reader for Simple and Accurate Analysis of Cervical Mucus pH. And for the track 1, session 3, based on the machine learning, the paper ID 161 received the Best Paper Award. The authors Rajdeep, Apurba Pal, Tamal Kundu, and Alok Kumar Datta. The title of the paper is Enhancing AI Model for Fault Detection in Rail through the Evaluation of AE Parameters with Proper Weighting Approach, a Comprehensive Study. I request all the members to give a big round of applause for all the awardees. Congratulations to the awardees, and thank you all who have contributed to making this conference a truly remarkable and enriching experience. I look forward to witnessing the future discoveries and innovations that will undoubtedly emerge from this gathering of brilliant minds. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. We would like to request anyone from the participant to share their feedback. I request Dr. P. Venkateshwar Rao Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, VNR VJIET, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my privilege to express our heartfelt gratitude to all those who have made this conference a grand success. We are gathered here to celebrate the results of years of laborious work. We have started it before, almost 1 year before. That's why I mentioned it as 1 year. But we are also to recognize the work of various people and teams to support this work conference and made this event a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to our esteemed chief patrons, Sri D. Suresh Babu Garu, President, Vignan Jyoti Society, and Engineer J. S. Rao Garu, General Secretary, Vignan Jyoti Society, whose support and generous contributions have been the cornerstone of this conference. It is admirable that you are so dedicated to advancing academic excellence and knowledge. Our heartfelt appreciation also goes to our patrons, Dr. C.D. Naidu Garu, Principal, VNR Vija ET, Dr. B. Channakesarao Garu, Director Advancement, VNR Vija ET, Dr. A. Subhanandarao Garu, Director Research and Development, VNR Vija ET, Dr. Satyaprasad, CEO, Vignan Jyoti Society, Dr. K. Anuradha Garu, Dean Academics, VNR Vija ET, Dr. Y. Padma Sai Garu, Dean Student Progression, VNR Vija ET, whose support has been instrumental in ensuring the success of this event. Our sincere appreciation goes to our chief guests, Dr. Nitin Seth, Director, Indo-French Center for the Promotion of Advanced Research, Dr. Y. Raghubabu Reddy Garu, Head, Software Engineering Research Center, IIIT Hyderabad. We extend our sincere gratitude for gracing us with your presence and valuable experiences with us. We are deeply honored to have had the privilege of hosting our guest of honors, Dr. G. Vijay Kumari, Professor and Director Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Startups, Mr. Santosh Rebello, University Program Manager, India Salesforce, Bangalore, whose presence and insights have enriched our conference. A special mention to our keynote speakers, Dr. Andrew Coy, Associate Dean, External Engagement at Faculty of Science and Technology, the University of West Indies at Mona, Jamaica, Dr. Raghavarao Mukkamula, Director of Center for Business Data Analytics at Copenhagen Business School, Dr. Rahul Boypati, CPU Design at United States, have played a vital role in shaping the intellectual discourse of this event. With great appreciation, we thank our dedicated General Chair, Dr. C. Kiranmai Garu, Professor VNR VJIT, Dr. S. Nagini Garu, Professor and Head of the Department, CSC and CSBS, VNR VJIT, and Dr. A. Brahmanand Reddy Garu, Associate Professor, VNR VJIT, whose leadership and vision have been instrumental in guiding us throughout the entire journey of organizing this conference. Our heartfelt appreciation to our honorary chair, Mr. V. Rajanna, Senior Vice President and Global Head, Communications, Media and Technology, Business Group, TCS, and Dr. S. Ramchandram Garu, Vice Chancellor, Anurag University, Hyderabad. We also extend our gratitude to our hardworking members of editorial board, Dr. C. Kiranmai Garu, Professor, VNR VJIT, Dr. S. Nagini Garu, VNR VJIT, Dr. D.N. Vasundhara Garu, VNR VJIT, Dr. P.V. Sivakumar, VNR VJIT, Dr. K. Srujan Raj Garu, CMR Technical Campus, and a special mention for Ms. Madhavi for articulating content and getting the souvenir and printed in time. Thank you all. The program chairs, Dr. P.V. Sivakumar, VNR VJIT, Dr. D.N. Vasundhara, VNR VJIT, and Lyndon Faulkner, the University of West Indies at Mona, Jamaica, along with their team, has worked tirelessly to create diverse and engaging program of this conference. For being a key player in our success, we thank Dr. V. Baby and Dr. G.S. Ramesh, my fellow co-chairs, for your valuable collaborative spirit and tireless work in organizing this conference. A special thanks to our co-location partners, Dr. Raki Madam and Dr. Gunjan Man Singh. The University of West Indies at Mona, Jamaica, has been instrumental in creating a conducive environment for learning, networking, and knowledge sharing. In recognition of their outstanding efforts, we thank our external session chairs, Dr. Vijay Kumar Polepalli, KITS Warangal, Dr. M. Srinivas, NIT Warangal, Dr. S. Sampath, AIT, Chikmagalur, Karnataka. Dr. Lakshman Korra, Scientist D, NIEIT, Aurangabad. Dr. K. Prasanna, GNETS, Hyderabad. And our co-located session chairs from the University of West Indies at Mona, Jamaica, Dr. William Rose, Dr. Kolapo Ali. And our internal session chairs, Dr. Madhuvala Madam, Dr. R. Vijay Saraswati Madam, Dr. R. Vasavi Madam, Dr. K. Srinivas Sir, and Dr. D. Sudhir Sir. And our session coordinators, Dr. P. Anjusha Madam, A. Madhavi Madam, N. Sarika Madam, and S. Jahanavi, and C.S. Suresh Kumar Raju have ensured the smooth flow of sessions, providing a conducive environment for fruitful discussions and knowledge sharing. Our sincere thanks to our publication partners, Atlantic Press, the part of Springer Nature, have played a vital role in disseminating the knowledge shared at this conference to a broader audience. For their invaluable support, we thank our valued sponsors, Kakatiya Publishers and Distributors, Smart Interviews, Masters Coding, Arteria. Your sponsorship has directly impacted the quality and reach of this event, and for that we are truly grateful. Our heartfelt appreciation to Internal Advisory Committee, National Advisory Committee, Program Committee, Technical Committee, Organizing Committee, Conference Proceeding Committee, Review Committee, Website Management Committee, Sponsorship Committee, Workshop Committee, Finance and Logistics Committee, International Publicity and Communications Committee, National Publicity and Communications Committee, Technical and Managing Committee, Stage Decoration and Hospitality Committee, Certificates, Posters and Invitations Committee, Documentations and Filing Committee, Photography and Media Management Committee. For their dedication and commitment, we extend our thanks to our online meeting platform providing team, Dr. G.S. Ramesh Garu and Mr. Sumant Garu, Mr. P. Ramesh Garu and Mr. Rambabu Garu. For making it possible, we thank our pre-conference workshop coordinators, Dr. P. Tejashwini and Ms. N. Sarika. We wish to acknowledge and thank our anchoring team, Dr. S. Kanchana and Ms. Pratibha Rani, has been the bridge between our distinguished speakers and attentive audience. A special mention to our Gopal Reddy, PRO, and Dr. C. Kiran Garu for news coverage in media. Last but not least, I would like to extend our gratitude to all unsung heroes behind the scenes, the student volunteers, media partners, networking technical teams, auditorium administrative staff, and every individual who has contributed their time and effort to make this conference a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a round of applause to all those who have made this conference a grand success. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
I request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय